Well, good evening, everyone. It's about 6:30 on Sunday evening, and I apologize to those people who watch the Cowboy game. I think it's the Cowboys of old, unfortunately. But we do have some weather to talk about, so let's go ahead and talk about that now. So we do, first and foremost, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for our area until 11 p.m. I think. I had to admit I didn't check that before I came on. So we are seeing some severe thunderstorms in the area now. Not really terrible in the metroplex proper right now, but we do have a tornado warned storm that we'll talk about in a minute up near oh the northeast of Greenville. But we'll focus on the metroplex first. So anyway, so this is the radar from Dallas County, and I'll zoom out a little bit. And so nothing severe on this particular storm. Not a lot of lightning with it. Maybe some small hail will put this in motion, and you can kind of see it's got a east. It wants to build a little bit to the northeast. So it's something that we're definitely going to want to watch. I wouldn't be shocked if there's at least a special weather statement from the Weather Service on this particular storm. But we'll have to watch it. So it's definitely headed toward northeast Dallas County, and it does. The general motion is to the east, but it does want to tend to build a little bit to the north. And I'll go ahead and stop this. And right now, get rid of this mode here. Get my drawer. So again, 635, 75, Garland, Saxe. And then if you put this in motion with that in mind, again, you can kind of see moving to the east. It wants to move to the east, but it wants to build to the north. So that's why I think on its present course, it'll definitely, and if it doesn't fall apart, it'll definitely impact northeast Dallas County. Now, like I said, it's not severe warned or anything like that, but this is an environment to where it definitely can get severe rather quickly. So now, as you can see, put this back in motion. These storms that were in southeast Tarrant County have started to fall apart a little bit. So you may be wondering why. So we have a lot of dynamics in the atmosphere to allow for severe thunderstorms. However, we still have a little bit of a cap, so sometimes these drafts run into the cap. And we got a warning coming out, so let me see what that is real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. That storm we were talking about in Dallas County just went severe warned. So let's see. I'm gonna switch to radar here. See if I can do it. There we go. We'll look at this. Okay, that's the tornado warning storm at bottom. Let's zoom in on this. So yeah, so definitely got a little hail core with it. So again, I know this map is a little bit hard to read. Actually, I'm going to switch to the high definition radar here. Let me switch over. There we go. Okay, get a little bit better feel for this storm. And so anyway, again, if you're just joining us, Saxe's right here. That's not a very. Whoops. Oh, that doesn't work. Get back here. Try this again. So the only bad thing about the high definition radars, I don't show the hail too much. So I am going to go back to the regular radar. Let's go back to that. All right. So again, you can see the severe thunderstorm box, and if you want to get the details on it, quarter size hail. So as I've always said, that's the minimum criteria for severe thunderstorm. It doesn't mean you don't take it seriously, that's for sure, but it's something that we definitely want to keep an eye on. So let's see. Yeah, it looks like got reports out of Garland, P and let's see, P size hail. What was that other one? Yeah, P and penny size hail. So that's not too bad. However, it's something that we definitely want to keep an eye on because this is a storm that, and again, it's in an environment to where the storm can, get pretty intense pretty quickly. Now, here's the thing about these type storms we're dealing with right now. Ironically, there is hello, Misty. Right now, there is the atmosphere is semi primed for rotation. We've seen that storm up in near bottom have a lot more rotation characteristics. Although, if you saw some pictures on social media earlier, there was a picture of a mid-level or upper-level funnel. It was really kind of cool. Excuse me, it wasn't anywhere near the ground, but that was over in the cell in Fort Worth. It's kind of moved out to the southeast. And so it's something that we definitely want to keep an eye on. So these storms are something that we definitely just want to take seriously. I don't think it's going to be from a tornado threat, although like I said, that's not out of the question. But really, it's more of a hail threat and a wind threat. So if we take this, let's go to the velocity just for grins. And again, there's nothing to see there, so that's definitely good. Now, if we go to the hail layer, and let's make sure we got the right one here. Yeah. All right. So we go back to the hail scan. Put this here. So you can definitely tell there's some reds in there. Again, when you see the red and the darker red, that's the hail size. It gets a little bit bigger. And again, for reference, I know it's hard to see on this map, but this is downtown Garland right here. And then this would be Saxy along Highway 78. And put this in motion. And you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. And I think that's why you see the box issued the way it was. All right, so we'll stop that. I think that's the last updated frame. Yep. So just something we want to watch out for. So I would say that if you live in Northeast Dallas County, nothing to be terribly alarmed about. But if you have a chance to put in anything that you might not want to get hailed on, I would definitely, now is the time to do it. Again, right now, the hail sizes have been behaving. We don't want any hail, of course, but it's, again, that's just what we're dealing with right now. All right, so let's put the reflectivity back on here. And then put this in motion. So moving at decent sized clip. Like I said, these storms, let's go back to this morning and see how fast they have it. Yeah, east at 30 miles an hour. So that's a decent sized clip. So I would say, again, if you're in Murphy, maybe Wiley, certainly the southern part of Wiley, Saxy, Garland, Rowlett, Richardson, pretty much anybody north of I-30 and between north of I-30, east of I-75, just within the next 30 minutes or so. Not every single person within that corridor is going to, number one, going to see hail, but some of you might not even see any rain. But the way this storm is behaving, then I think most of us will. Now, again, these storms are fighting a cap. The cap is a lot weaker than it used to be, but still, they're still fighting that a little bit. Yeah, so nothing. Okay, let's zoom back out here on these storms. All right, get kind of a little bit better picture of the Metroplex. So again, it's kind of hard to see in all this clutter, but this would be, wow, that was not what I wanted. Let's try this again. So I know it's hard to see, but this would be Tarrant County, and my mouse does not want to work. And then, of course, Dallas County right here. We'll just do that. So I kind of give you some bearing on where we're at. So we put this in motion. And again, you saw these storms, four-ish, start forming, and in a general east motion, I would say the mean motion was east, just a little south of east. But I would say the storm that we're about to deal with in northeast Dallas County is, I would argue it was originally a split off of that original storm in Fort Worth. So that's why I think there's a little bit more of a hail concern. Typically, there is those left splitters, as we call them, typically tend to have more of a hail production. Hey, Darlene, can you slide up a tad 60, the one at the bottom? Yeah, sure, I can do that. Stop this, There we go. And I know it's kind of ground clutter-y, Darlene, but just in case you can't see it, I hope you can see that. There's McClendon Chisholm right there. And for your benefit, I'll put that in motion. Hey, Misty, I missed your question. Sorry about that. Yeah. Well, you're definitely more of a late evening type thing, Misty. And again, it's not a for sure thing you're going to get it, but I definitely think it's more of after an 8 o'clock type thing for you. So it's, but still something worth watching. That is for sure. Okay, so there's McClendon Chisholm for Darlene. Thank you for watching, Darlene. Appreciate that. All right, so let's see. We're on the that's the latest frame. So, like I said, not really seeing anything from a rotation standpoint on these storms. So again, that's not really the issue. At least right now. I'm not saying it couldn't change, but that's not really the bigger issue. Is the hail. Now, thankfully, this has not the red here. Just checking to make sure. Looking at my spotter stuff. Yeah, okay, nothing too bad. Let's put this. Oops, it's a little too close. Okay, and I know it's hard to see with this background on the hydrometer classification, but again, if you do see some penny size hail, it would be in the red area. So just got a storm report. Let's see, in Highland Park, $50 size hail, which is 1.25 inches. So that's definitely get your attention. That's for sure. All right, so let's go back to reflectivity here. Yeah, I still see it's nothing horrible, but can be a little misleading. But that's kind of the biggest part of the storm, at least from a hail standpoint. And so, what's the dew point in my house? Oh gosh, I figure it's pretty humid. Dew point is 75, so that'll get the fuel going for that. All right. So, hey Stacy, how we do up there? Well, let's zoom out for Stacy. Well, Stacy, the big bad storm is east of you. Of course, that's the storm that is right here, not headed your way, thankfully. It's got a tornado warning on it. I don't know that I've seen any reports of an actual tornado. I might have missed it if there was. And if we put this in motion, you kind of get an idea of the general motion or everything. So, like I said, east. I think this. I still think the mean motion is east southeast, but I think they build toward the north. And again, this one we're dealing with in Dallas County, northeast Dallas County, is a right mover, so they tend to be go a little. In this case, a little left. Left mover. They tend to go a little bit left of the mean flow, which is why you're seeing it kind of track a little more to the northeast instead of east or southeast. Hello, Brenda. Will Saxy see hail? Well, I think there's a more than decent chance that some parts of Saxy will see hail. Now, what size and all that good stuff, well, that's a totally different thing. Right now, the biggest report I've seen out of this particular storm is pea and penny size. So that is, that's good. Hopefully stay that way. Well, I take that back. There was a $50 1.25 inch report in Highland Park when it was going through there. All right, so I'm going to go back to this high definition radar here, and we will get rid of the circles. All right, so let's do a little close zoom in here. So I know the cities are probably a little hard to read, but again, just kind of see if I can't do Saxy there, Rowlett here, downtown Garland right here. And then we'll put this in motion. So you can kind of see the general motion to the east, northeast. Again, I think the storm wants to kind of build more north than east. All right, so that's something that we definitely want to keep an eye on. We'll stop this. So yeah, just got some lightning strikes getting close to my house. Hey Abra, thunder rolling. I bet it is where you are, Abra. Let me know if you get anything other than rain. I hope you don't get anything other than rain. All right, so let's take these. Take those off. Okay, here's an. I think that's the. Okay, so the Weather Service is issuing a tornado warning for northeastern Hunt County, southwestern Hopkins County. So if you know anybody that lives out that way, that would be Lone Oak, out that way, Ridgeway. Just tell them take cover. That storm is definitely means business. I could see that storm from my window not too long ago. Misty, sorry if you say anything about my area. I didn't hear you. Yeah, Misty, I was just telling you that it would probably be after 8 ish for your area. So that's if you missed that, that's what I was saying. All right, so got a hail marker on here. Let's see, size up to an inch. Probability of hail 60% and probability of severe hail 30%. So that sounds about right. Severe hail being, of course, an inch in diameter or bigger. Uh, okay, cool. Abra, nothing but rain. That's good. Look, we all need the rain. That's kind of what's so hard about these situations is that we need. We all need the rain, but we don't need the hail that comes with it. So that's kind of what we're, unfortunately, as a trade off we're making today, it seems like. All right. So, and if anybody does have a question, just put that in the chat and I'll try to get to that. I wish I could hear you live. That would be cool. All right. So, the storm is still continuing to make steady progress east. We'll go back to the other radar here. All right. Let's see. Another warning? Yep. All right, so just. Whoops, let's see. Okay. So I guess it's unofficial report of golf balls at Arapahoe Road and Highway 75. Um, okay, they may be a little. I just don't see the hell core over there. But put this in motion and see. Okay, so we got an official report of inch and a quarter in Richardson, I think. Let's see. Yeah, southwest part of Richardson's. Okay, so that makes a little more sense. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't have golf balls, but it's definitely something that's, you know, could be. All right, so this storm, let's put a stop to this. Oops, I think that's the latest frame. Yep. Yeah, Brenda, me too. Like I said, give me the rain, don't give me the hail. Definitely don't want that. Certainly nothing bigger than I don't want anything, but certainly anything bigger than P. I don't want that. Um, all right, so let's zoom back out a little bit. So I would say, well, there's a storm kind of wanting to pop up near Nevada, but that's just now popping up. So, hey Amy, getting caught up rainhead this way? Yes, Amy, it is heading our way. I don't want the hail or the ice to come with it, but you know, definitely gonna get some rain out of it. That's for sure. Unless it just decides to really peter out, which unfortunately sometimes the way this drought's going, that would be our luck. But I don't see that happening. They haven't updated that Sphere watch yet. Hey, Kara, is it coming here? Of course, Kara lives in Saxony, so say no. Okay, well I can say no. But that doesn't mean it's going to be that way. So it is coming. Now, again, I think the thing that you would want to be concerned about, again, if you're in Northeast Dallas County, not really a tornado thing. Oh, hey, Abra, oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Golf ball size hail. Ooh, that sucks. And for those of y'all wondering, Abra lives in Garland, southwest west part of Garland, I would say. Um, baseball. I don't like that. Well, be careful. Um, let's go put the hydrometer classification. And by the way, the radar doesn't always do a good job. It's not perfect. it doesn't always do a good job in on the radar of seeing how big the hail is. And of course, these radar frames are a little behind. So that's the other thing. Yeah, I could look at it right now, but I'm not really looking at it in real time. So this is the hydrometer classification layer on the Doppler radar. And again, not always real time. I'm just looking at hail reports here. Yeah, Walnut and Jupiter. That was the well, it was an inch and a half, so it's ping pong ball size hail, so close enough. That'll do some damage. All right, so yes, Brandy. Oh, yeah, you're not gonna get one for me. Well, wait a minute now. How am I gonna know it's really golf on? No, just kidding. Don't injure yourself, please. Do not. It's not worth it. I don't even think I would do that, although I'd probably try. Um, all right, so the inch and a half hail looks like was in South Richardson, which kind of would coincide with the Garland report. Lasted less than 5 minutes, so that was good. And I will say too that the storm clips are the storm's moving about 30 miles an hour, so that's the good news. If it did stuff, it wouldn't last very long. All right, I'm gonna get this back on the reflectivity mode. All right, so again, this is a close up of the storm that's wanting to. I would say looks like it wants to the core of the storm. Let me get my drawing. Oh, here, right, I'm using the wrong one. The drawing one on here. So I know it's hard to see, but this is Highway 66. Uh, so that's kind of the just north of that right now. Hey, Kara, my brother's in Richmond off rough said they had a few quarters, but mostly small. That's good. Let's hope it stays that way. Hey Jeff, started raining Miller in Centerville. Well, let's hope it stays that way, Jeff. Just the rain, not the hail. All right. So nothing at my house yet, but still not quite here. So okay. So that's again that line is Highway 66. So be 66 and 190. This is downtown Garland right here. That's a really big, the big circle for downtown Garland. Sorry about that. My mouse is, wireless mouses sometimes will kind of get you. All right, so I'll zoom out a little bit, and then we'll put this in motion. Excuse me. So again, you can kind of see it's wanting to move northeast, and now it's sort of wanting to last couple frames. It's sort of wanting to move a little more due east. So that's why I think the Highway 66 corridor is one that you definitely want to watch. For hail, especially. So I would say if you're in the Garland, Rowlett area, probably, the biggest threat for hail right now, which definitely could change. The biggest threat for hail would be in that corridor, east of Highway 78, kind of south of 190. It kind of curves around, to where it hits 66. Hey, Deborah, rain at Dalrock in 66. Okay, let's hope it stays just that rain. Oh, yeah. Aber texted me, said they almost melted instantly. So you never could verify it, huh, Aber? Let's see. Yeah, Trisha did. Hey, Amy, Trisha did teach us about shelf clouds. Yeah, it's coming. It looks like where our neighborhood is in Saxe right now, the worst is going to be south. But that could change. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the high definition radar just for a second, because this does a couple things. One is, and I'll zoom in a little bit. It's kind of hard to see probably, but you see these little orange markers. So those are the official hail spotter hail reports. And inch and a quarter, inch and a quarter, inch and a quarter. There's the golf ball one, not too far from Abra. Inch and a half. And the latest one was an inch. That was Northwest Garland. Uh, Actually, I apologize. Those aren't official reports; they're imping reports. But again, they're probably pretty accurate. Um, this hail marker here is an inch and a quarter. That would be along 190, east of 78, kind of coming back in toward Rowlett. Um, Now that marker could be old. You never know. All right, so yeah, Darlene. Yeah, you're right. There were definitely reports of inch and a quarter hail. Um, yeah, I would say it's headed toward Rockwell. Right now, I would say it would, unless it really wants to take a right turn. It would definitely head south of you. That's or excuse me, north of you. All right, so let's put this one in motion here. Yeah, definitely. Still moving in the general east direction. Again, this is a high definition radar. Let's put it back here, and let's switch back over to traditional radar. Yeah, Darlene, that's what I said about one. Yeah, that's what you were saying about 1 inch in diameter. Not lasted very long. Like Aber said, it didn't last too long, but 3 to 5 minutes. Kara, so could it clip us? Yes, it could. Um, Hopefully, if it quote unquote clips us, we'll just get the hail will clip us and not the rain because we definitely want that. But it is wanting to move a little back toward the east and wanting to curve back toward the mean flow, which is east southeast. So definitely a possibility. So we kind of get a better idea. Put this radar in motion. This goes back to about 4:30, and yeah, it's definitely wanting to move a little more east now. So let's see. So they just updated severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunder at 6:57. Severe thunderstorm located over Rowlett, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. I think that's probably more east now, to be honest. $half size hail, and we definitely had some reports of that. Not much of a wind threat, it seems like. I'm not saying you couldn't see some gusty winds, but definitely more of a hail threat, that's for sure. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, it's rain at your house, Kara. Okay, well, I'm not surprised based on the radar presentation. Hopefully, it stays just rain. Uh, Might be sprinkling at my house, but it's nothing measurable yet. But hopefully that it looks like it's just starting to rain. Hopefully that will change, of course, being measurable. All right, so let's zoom back out. It is raining, Amy. Yes, finally. I don't think it's gonna last very long, but I guess I'll take anything we can get. It's really, really dry. All right, so let's zoom back out a little bit more and kind of put this in motion. Again, this goes back to about 5:30, and you can kind of see how these storms are behaving. And like I said, the main motion of the storms are to the. I would still say the mean flow is east southeast, but these storms tend to want to build a little bit to the north sometimes. These left movers, and that's kind of what we're dealing with this one. And you will see in the last couple of frames, you will see some storms that still want to form back off to the west of us. So I don't know that we're definitely going to be done with everything by the time these storms move through. And of course, my phone rings. All right, so yeah, definitely got windy at my house. What's my Okay, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, 15 mile an hour, I guess. Yeah, it's blowing now. Let's see. Yeah, just sprinkled to your house. Oh, Carrie, you have a friend in Hunt County near Greenville. Well, most of the worst stuff is north and northeast of Greenville, so that's good. But you got hay. I think that means hail. How big, Kara? Hopefully not too big. Nothing at my house yet. Definitely got some wind, that's for sure. Nah, he's good. Marble. Hey Regina. Marble size hail in northeast Garland. Okay, I'm not terribly surprised to see that. Yeah, just looking. Got another little hail core. Wanting to form. See if I can. Oh yeah, I definitely heard it worse. I know what you mean. So it's funny because you can get if you can get even a little bit of small hail, and it sounds horrible on your roof, but it's believe me, it doesn't sound near as bad as it could. It was the picker stuff, that's for sure. Anyway, so that circled area again, that's Highway 66 is right here. So that's Highway 66. So that's Rockwall. That's downtown Rockwall, downtown Rowlett. Just to kind of give you an idea. I know it's hard to see on this particular layer. Mostly quarter smaller. Thanks, Kara. That's I can handle that. I can handle that. And so again, I would say if you live anywhere along, the uh, Highway 66 corridor, anywhere from Rockwall back to Rowlett. Although I think now that anybody that's east of, or excuse me, west of George Bush or 190 and 66 are probably okay. Uh, yeah, I know, Abra. We better get a lot more rain than that. Boy, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, you're right. There's no, unfortunately, with the way this, as you can tell with these scattered thunderstorms, that's not a guarantee, unfortunately. And that's the sad part about all of this. So definitely, I think I can, let's pull up my weather station here. I think we can do this. Yep. All right, make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's sad. It's raining and it's like still 91 degrees outside. How sad is that for September? Um, yeah, I guess it hasn't technically measured in my rain bucket yet, but it's a little bit behind. Yeah, I had a gust of 28 miles an hour. That's kind of what I thought. Yeah, it's about to be 1/100th of an inch. Yeah, definitely disappointed about that part. Although I think by the time it's all said and done, it might be a little bit more, but it's not gonna be much more, unfortunately. Oh, there's our hail at my house. How big? Oh, okay. Yeah, probably about marble size, I guess. Yeah, I was looking at my outside my window, and you're right, Kara. It's funny because it does sound a lot, a lot worse than it really is. Um, oh, are they aiming? Oh man, I hate that. We have horses next to our neighborhood. Yeah. Oh, I hate that they're freaking out. But hopefully, I know we can't really tell them. It won't tell them. It won't last too long. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're probably scared more than anything else. And then like that, the hail stops. Now it's still raining, so that's good, but it's not gonna last very long. But again, I would say though, we need an on the streets report. Yeah, that's funny. Well, if I will tell you this, Abra, if I hate to make this promise, but if we get something else a little bit later, you might see that. But not making any promises. I just want to see something, to be honest. Uh, all right. So again, if you live in Collin County, you're fine. Um, really, even the very um, northern stretch of Dallas County, you're fine. Um, okay, thank you, Abra. I appreciate that. It is Sunday night before a work week. Uh, so again, the radar is always a little bit behind, but here's a little hail core right here that's about to hop over into Rockwall County. So if that hail core holds together, I would say that you know you might see some hail in Rockwall here in a minute. Yeah, is that Allison's house? Is that where Allison is? Huh? Oh, where she live? Oh, I was getting my field report from my wife, the lovely Mrs. Bickerstaff. Uh, okay, yeah. So there's definitely been some bigger hail out there. Not for us. I mean, we had some hail, but in northeast Dallas County, but not too bad. I don't see any other reports. I don't get a weather report from Mrs. Bickerstaff very much. That's kind of awesome. All right. So yes, the kitty cat got stuck in here. Hold on. Yes, that cat would drive me crazy if he got stuck in here. All right. So, so the rain is pretty much stopped at my house, and yeah, 6/100. That's definitely nothing to write home about. All right, so let's zoom back out here. Oops. Well, no, that's fine. Okay, so I have a couple interesting things to be on the lookout for a little bit later, and let's talk about later. So while I put this in motion, you can see the storms again, for the most part, moving to the east, maybe just a little east of south, or excuse me, a little south of east. Um, so definitely, if you're east of I-30, south or east of I-30, or south of I-30, east of I-45, you're definitely going to want to keep an eye out for things. Uh, so we have still an unstable atmosphere above us, and you can kind of see on the last couple of frames here the outflow boundary that's kind of moving through the northern part of Collin County, probably around Melissa, just north of McKinney. That'll be something that we want to that bears watching, that's for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop this. I'm going to turn in my severe report here. Severe. It's not severe. It was marble size. Here, do this real quick before I forget. All right, so put that report in. Didn't quite reach severe criteria, which is actually really good. Had a wind gust of almost 30 miles an hour. So, and that's what's funny is because that it's always feels like it's alive. It's really not that windy compared to what it could be. All right, so let's probably wrap this particular update up here. I'll take the broad. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to go back to the high definition radar. So this is a close up. So again, just for reference, downtown Rockwall right here, Rockwall Dallas County line, I-30. So if you live in Rockwall, um, north of State Highway 66, wanted to say 30, but mainly North Highway State Highway 66. You could see some hail, but it's nothing At least unless it really ramps up, it's nothing big. Um, but that's kind of it for that. So let's actually zoom this one out a little bit here. It kind of gives us a high definition radar. So not a whole lot. Um, that radius is not too big, so we'll take a second to switch over to the bigger radar. So just to kind of wrap up this live update, severe thunderstorm watch most of tonight for most of the metroplex and areas to the northwest and southeast and southwest. There's a bigger picture. Okay. However, whether we see additional development, that is something to be seen. So we'll put this in motion. Definitely got a big flare up over northeast of Greenville, that's for sure. That storm's been tornado warned. That's had quite a bit more rotation than the other ones. But you can see that the storms, are not terrible here in the northeast Dallas County, Rockwell County, kind of petering out a little bit. But we could see some more with these outflow boundaries, so definitely something we're going to be watching. I'll be watching the rest of the evening. So I would say, between now and 8, 9, 10 o'clock, it's something that we definitely want to keep an eye on. I'll be keeping an eye on it for you, that's for sure, because we could see things pop pretty quick. But I don't see anything else in the comments, so with that, I will wrap this one up. As always, I'm very thankful for people watching, and of course, I'm always watching the weather, so you don't have to. So hope everyone has a great rest of your evening. We will be back if we have to. If you got some rain, awesome. If you got some hail, that's not awesome. And most of us did not get anywhere near the rain amounts that we want, but maybe we'll get some a little bit later. So I'll be watching it as always. Y'all have a great evening, and we will talk to you soon.